Hello, dear students. As this is our first meeting, where we are going to discuss about the subject statistics, and all of you are knowing the subject for the first year course, commerce course, the different subjects what you are going to study. So, in that one of the subjects is statistics. Okay, and the concept of statistics, starting from its meaning, definitions, and advantages, limitations, uses of statistics. So all those things are clear to you, and everywhere we know that statistics are it is the subject which is useful for all the different fields. Okay, somewhere we call it as economic barometer. Economic barometer in the sense almost all the different fields while estimating the sales demand, and while formulating government policies, while calculating prices of the commodities. Okay, so everywhere we apply, almost all the fields we apply statistical tools, so that we can think of giving conclusion, and from that conclusion we can take the better decisions. Okay, and hoping that all these things are known to you. So ultimately we focused on the statistics. Somewhere we find that the common meaning of statistics, that is numerical data. Numerical data. Okay, so what is this numerical data? It focuses on the quantitative data rather qualitative data. Okay, so we are not going to express quality about the data, we express about the quantitative data. For example, you are there in the first PUC, okay, almost you have 6 subjects, starting from your language, English, Kannada or Hindi, accountancy, business studies, okay, economics, finally statistics or computer science. Now, when you write your examination, annual examination, you wait for the result. Okay, so when the date is announced of your result, when you come to the college, there are 2 ways to tell your results. Okay, so there are 2 ways to announce your results. What are the 2 ways? Number 1, you have passed in the examination. You have passed in the examination. So method 1. Method 2, your score is 90%. Your score is 80%. That is the second method. Okay, but the second method of announcing result, that is your score is 90%, it clarifies your doubts, it clarifies your confusions, and it convinces you, because somewhere we are giving quantitative result 90%, that 90% is quantitative result, so which is satisfying you, okay. If I say that only you have passed in the exams, where we cannot convince you, and it is not satisfactory. It is not satisfactory. When you say that you have just passed, you are going to ask, what is my score in English? What is my score in Kannada or Hindi? What is my score in accountancy, business studies, okay, economics, then statistics or computer science. Okay, so this is what the nature of statistics, which expresses quantitative data, where we can think of concluding the situation, concluding the circumstance. Okay, so statistics ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಡೇಟಾ ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಆ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಡೇಟಾನ ನೀವು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬೇರೆ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸನ್ನು ತಗೋಬೋದು. ಬರೀ ನಾನು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೈಂಡಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಹೀಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ವೈಸ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮದು 90% ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಿಮಗಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಫರ್ದರ್ ನಿಮಗೇನು ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so that is what statistics. It expresses numerical data so that we can think of concluding the data. So that's what the brief introduction of the subject statistics. Hoping that you know all the things about the statistics. Okay, meaning, definition, features, advantages, limitations. Okay, because limitations are quite common. Whatever topic you may take, it is the mixture of advantages and limitations. And here only we can find one of the limitations of statistics is it doesn't express the quality of the data. Nowhere it is going to express about the quality. It expresses only quantity. Quality ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್, ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್, ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರ. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ univariate data. So data we classify into two. One is univariate data, one more is bivariate data. Okay, so what is this univariate data? What is this bivariate data? Of course, bivariate of data already you are discussing, but what is this univariate data? Okay, so you are finding here three different terms. One is analysis, one is univariate, one is data. Okay, so what is the meaning of this analysis? What is the meaning of this univariate? What is the meaning of this data? Okay, so everywhere we need data. Data in the sense raw facts. Raw facts. Okay, so as I said earlier, when you are writing the exams, you need marks. Accountancy 80, business studies 80, okay, statistics 90, computer science 80 or 85, English 85. All these are the data. All these are the data. Your height 175 centimeters, 180 centimeters, 165 centimeters. All these are nothing but data. Your weight 25 kgs, 30 kgs, 40 kgs, 50 kgs, data. So data is nothing but raw facts. Raw facts. So that is one thing, data. So why do we need these data? So we need all these data just to conclude the particular situation, just to conclude the particular circumstance, just to take the decision further depending upon the present data. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಡೇಟಾ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಒಂದು ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೇಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಗೋಬೋದು. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ PUC ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ you can take the decision. Should I go for BCom? Should I go for BBA? Should I go for BCA? Should I go for some other technical courses? ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಡೇಟಾ ಇಸ್ ದಿ raw facts so that we can take the decision. Okay, so second thing I take univariate. What is this univariate data? So data we know raw facts. Univariate single, bivariate more than one. Okay, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ univariate ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಡೇಟಾ. ಹೇಗೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನೋ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ univariate data. Okay, if you want the particular meaning of this univariate data, that we discuss later. Okay, so we can say that data with, I write here, data with regard to a single variable. Data with regard to a single variable. Again, one more term we are finding here, variable. Okay, so variable, you know, single variable or group of variables. So variable which varies from one unit to another unit, that is called as variable. Okay, so again I clarify this concept variable. Even though you people are there in the same class, studying the same subjects, writing the exams, taking the same duration, same timetable, same question paper, but when they announce the result of your first PUC annual examinations, you are going to find different results. X is scoring 90%, Y is scoring 80%, Z is scoring 70%, M is scoring 40%, N is scoring 60%. Why this is happening? What is the reason for this? You are there in the same class, you have studied the same subject, okay, you are writing the same exams, same question paper, same duration. In spite of all these same things, results are different. 80%, 70%, 60%, 50%. So what is the reason for this? These differences or these variations are called as variables, where you are finding the elements, the objects which varies from one unit to another unit. One unit to another unit, X to Y, Y to Z, Z to A to B, B to C. Okay, so that is what the concept of variables. So variable ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಒಂದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಇಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ಗೆ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ವ್ಯಾರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂನಿವೇರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಡೇಟಾ ವಿತ್ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಅ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್. ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಡೇಟಾನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಯೂನಿವೇರಿಯೇಟ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್. ಯುವರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸನ್ನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ತಗೊಂಡವಾಗ ಅದು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೈಟನ್ನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ತಗೊಂಡವಾಗ ಅದು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಆರ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್, ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್, that is univariate data. If you are collecting information about only the height, univariate data. If you are collecting information about the weight, only the weight, that is univariate data. Okay, so one day object ಬಗ್ಗೆ, one day particular object ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಡೇಟಾ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು univariate data ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. Okay, and one more term here is analysis. Analysis. What is to be analyzed? So they are saying that when you are collecting this univariate data about your marks, that is to be analyzed. That is to be analyzed. Why that is to be analyzed further? Analysis means step-by-step process to evaluate. Step-by-step process to evaluate the collected samples, collected data, so that we can think of proper conclusion. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್. ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟನ್ನು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟನ್ನು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಶಾಪ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜೀಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಯೂನಿವೇರಿಯೇಟ್ ಡೇಟಾ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಯೂನಿವೇರಿಯೇಟ್ ಡೇಟಾ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅನಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಫರ್ದರ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಅದು ಯೂನಿವೇರಿಯೇಟ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹೇಗೆ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ವೈಸ್ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಟೋಟಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಇದೆಯಂತ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ PUC ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ಡ್ ವೆಲ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ PUC ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ಡ್ ವೆಲ್, more than 90% result, or more than 90 students scored 100 in these subjects, more than 50% students scored 100 in this subject. So all these conclusions, proper conclusions we can make because of the collected data. That is nothing but analysis. Okay, now how to analyze? How to analyze this univariate data? ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಡೇಟಾ ನೀವು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಟೂಲನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಟೂಲನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್, ಔಟ್ಕಮ್. ಆವಾಗ ನಮಗೊಂದು ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಓರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಟೆಲ್, ಓರಲಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಟೆಲ್, ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲಿ ವಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ. ಓರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು? ಇಫ್ ಸಮ್ ಒನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಯು ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ 2 and 2, what is sum of 2 and 2? We say that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. So how can you say that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4? Because we applied the tool, we applied the technique of addition, we applied the tool of addition. That's what we are saying, that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Similarly, when you are thinking of analyzing univariate data, that should be some techniques, that should be some tools. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸನ್ನು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಅದು ಯೂನಿವರಿಯೇಟ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಆಯಿತು. ಅದನ್ನು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಓರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಟೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಟೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಟೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾವಾಗಷ್ಟೇ we can think of analyzing the data. So what it contains? So generally we have right here, generally frequency distributions are characterized by the following measures. Okay, generally frequency distributions are characterized by the following measures. So hoping that you know about frequency distributions. Okay, frequency distributions, the data which considers the frequency, the data which considers the frequencies are called as frequency distributions. Okay, so while discussing the problems or the measures of all these data, definitely explain what is frequency distributions. So for time being, just remember, generally frequency distributions are characterized by the following measures. Okay, so what are the measures used? Number 1, measures of central tendency. Measures of central tendency, we call it as averages. Okay, number 2, measures of dispersion. This is called as variation. Okay, number 3, measures of skewness. This is called as asymmetry. Finally, measures of kurtosis. This is called as PQs. So as I said earlier, whenever we think of analyzing univariate data, okay, so generally we need some measures. measures. I call it as statistical tools. So that you can apply the statistical tools for the collected samples, collected data, and finally we can think of concluding it. Okay, so here generally frequency distributions are characterized by the following measures. Number one, measures of central tendency, we call it as averages. So just remember that one of the measures to conclude the univariate data. Correct? So univariate data ನಾವು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಜರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಏನಿದೆ, measures of central tendency, where we collect all the data and we focus on the central average, central point, so that we can compare the other values with that central point. So there are different measures of central tendency that we discuss in detail after concluding this. Okay, for time being remember this word central tendency, which are called as averages. So what does it mean? It does mean that when you are collecting univariate data, as I said about the marks of the first PUC commerce students, this is the univariate data you are collecting. Okay, so we are collecting these data just to give the conclusion. So how to give the conclusion? You can think of one of the measures of central tendency, that is averages, central tendency. Get a common value, apply the tool of average, apply the tool of central tendency. Okay, so get the common thing, common factor by applying the statistical tool, so that other data what you have collected can be compared with this common data. In that case only you can think of proper conclusion. Hoping that you are getting this. Try to understand this. Okay, assume that there are 100 students in first PUC commerce class. So we are collecting the marks of all the 100 students. Okay, now we want to conclude. So what should be the conclusion? Conclusion should be in such a way that even common people can understand your conclusion. Now what is to be done? 100 students marks you are getting, you are collecting. So we are getting a common factor, central value, central factor. Okay, how to get that central factor? Statistics helps. Central tendency measures, statistical tools help us to get that common value, common factor, so that that common factor can be compared with rest of the factors, rest of the variables. So in that case only you can justify yourself. ಯಾರಾದರೂ ರೀಸನ್ ಕೇಳಿದವಾಗ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೀಗಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದವಾಗ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅದನ್ನು ಜಸ್ಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇದು ಯಾವಾಗುತ್ತೆ? when we apply statistical tools. Okay, so that is the one thing, measures of central tendency. We measure all the univariate data through this central tendency, common factor. Then measures of dispersion, variation. Everywhere we find the variation, that is also to be measured. Why this variation is taking place? Again we use some statistical tools to measure this dispersion, variation. Then measures of skewness, asymmetric. Okay, so that can also be measured by applying statistical tools. Then measures of kurtosis, peakedness, we call it as peakedness, that can also be measured by applying the statistical tools. Okay, so in detail we take all these things one by one. There I tell you in detail what it is: measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion, measures of skewness, measures of kurtosis, and what are the tools applied there to get to measure these univariate data. Okay, so for time being just remember meaning of analysis, meaning of univariate, meaning of data, finally meaning of univariate data, that is data with regard to a single variable. Then in this module we are going to discuss about these measures of frequency distributions. So generally frequency distributions are characterized by the following measures. Number one, measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion, measures of skewness, measures of kurtosis. So we take this one by one. What are all these measures of different concepts? Okay. So let me take first one, measures of central tendency. So at a time we cannot think of discussing all these measures. So if we take one by one, you can easily understand. Okay, so I write here number one, measures of central tendency. Okay, so here you can take, this is nothing but it is the property of concentration of the values at the central value in a data. So one of the measures we use for frequency distributions, that is measures of central tendency. So what is the meaning of this central tendency? It is the property of concentration, advantage of concentration, property of concentration of the values, different values we collect, different data we collect, okay, but that is to be concentrated at a particular place, at a central value in the data. So when we are collecting different data, as I said earlier, when we collect the marks of different students who are there in the same class, univariate data, that is to be concentrated at a central value, so that we can think of giving the proper conclusion, which is called as central tendency. Okay, so when we say that, we can measure through the way of central tendency, where we concentrate central value of the data. What are the different tools available here? Because all the tools you cannot apply for all the data, or one particular tool is not meant for all the data, collected data. We need different statistical devices. Okay, so they have given one by one. I take. Okay, so in this central tendency, we have average. One of the measures of central tendency. Adre central tendency anta helidre ನಾವೇನು ಡೇಟಾ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಯೂನಿವರೇಟ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ ಅವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ, ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕಡೆ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕಡೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ನೋ ವೈಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್. ಆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ, ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಹೇಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಾನು ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಿ ಯು ಸಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಿ ಯು ಸಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಒಂದು 100 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, 100 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ ಅದರಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆ ಡೇಟಾ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, that is accepted by all or most of the students. There should not be any question of partiality. There should not be any question of partiality. Okay, so conclusion must be made in such a way that it is accepted by majority of the population, majority of the students. ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ನನಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಓರಲಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ I take cut-off marks or cut-off percentage as 60%. Okay, I take cut-off percentage as 60%. Now I compare, or I can compare the percentage of different students of the same class with that cut-off percentage of 60%. Okay, so ನಾನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಒಂದು cut-off percentage ತಗೊಳ್ತೇನೆ 60% ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಆ 60%ಅನ್ನು ನಾನೀಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹುಡುಗರ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹುಡುಗರು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ಬರು 70% ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, 30% ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, 40% ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆ 60% ನಾನು ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೇಟಾ ಜೊತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ is acceptable by the students. Okay, so ಇದು ಹೇಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, 60% ನೀವು ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯಾಕೆ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಟೂಲ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಟೂಲನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಟೂಲ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಐ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ವೈ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅವರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್, where I am taking 60% as the cut-off percentage, so that I can compare that 60% with X result, 60% with Y's percentage, 60% with Z percentage, 60% with B's percentage, 60% with C's percentage. Okay, so after making this comparison, I can give the conclusion, and the conclusion what you are giving, that is justifiable. You can defend yourself. ಏನಾದರೂ ಕೇಳಿದವಾಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಹೇಗೆ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನು ಜಸ್ಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಗಿ 60% ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಆ 60%ಇಂದ ಅವರ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಇದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಅವರ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವೆದರ್ ಹೀಸ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆರ್ ಲೆಸ್, ವೆದರ್ ಹೀ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ this 60% central value, 60% central value data. Okay, so this 60% is calculated by applying the statistical tool. So what are all those measures of central tendencies or central tendency? ಈ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿಲಿ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಮೆಜರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಡೇಟಾನ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ? ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯೂನಿವೇರಿಯೇಟ್ ಡೇಟಾನ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಟೂಲ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಡೇಟಾನ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್, ಆರ್ ಐ ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ averages. Okay, so this is one of the measures of central tendency. So central tendency, where we focus on the central value in a data. But when you are saying that you are focusing on that central value, how to get that central value? We need to apply the statistical tools. So what is that tool? So one of the tools under central tendency, they are saying averages. So what is this average? I write, it is a single value that represents the entire, okay, that represents the entire mass of data. Okay, so one of the measures of central tendency is averages. I say that one of the statistical tools, statistical techniques used under central tendency is averages. Okay, so central value now we calculate by applying this statistical tool, that is averages. So what does it mean? It does mean that single value that represents the entire mass of data. Single value, that is nothing but central value that represents the entire mass of data. Mass of data means group of data. I continue with the same example of your marks. 100 students, 100 different marks percentage we are getting. All these 100 different percentages are to be concentrated at a particular central part, and that particular central part or central value is calculated by applying this tool, that is averages. Okay, and again every time I repeat, all these things are done just to give the conclusions. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನನಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೋ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಫೆಂಡೇಬಲ್, ಜಸ್ಟಿಫೈಯಬಲ್. ಸೊ ಯಾರೇ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನೇ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಜಸ್ಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅವರೇಜಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ uses or importance of these averages? Okay, so that we take essentials of good average. We call it as essentials of good average. So right here, let's go through essentials of a good average. So when you are saying that you are applying these measures of central tendency, average, what are the essentials of good average? Okay, so what are the essentials of this good average? Which is, it should be easy to understand. That is what the common thing, and simple to calculate. It should be easy to understand and simple to calculate. So one of the essentials of a good average. So when you are saying that we are applying the tool of averages, it must contain certain essentials, importance. Okay, so that we can easily say that this tool is good. Okay, essential requirements, important requirements. When we think of averages, it should be easy to understand and simple to calculate. So when you are applying this tool averages, okay, to get the central value where we have mass data, so many data, group of data, by applying this tool averages, you are getting the central value which requires certain essentials, certain importance. What are all those? It should be easy to understand and simple to calculate. When you are applying this tool, make sure that it should be easy to understand. The person who is going through this average, he should be in the position to understand that, and simple to calculate. It should not be like vague, it should not be like confusing one. It should be like easy to calculate. Alva simple ಆಗಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗುವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಈಸಿ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇದು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಇಟ್ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಮೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ users of statistical data. Then number 2 we have, it should be based on all the observations. Should be, your average should be based on all the observations. So whatever average you are getting, central value you are getting, it should be based on all the observations. That's what they have given in the meaning, mass data. You have to observe all the observations. 100 students are there, you have to observe all the 100 students' marks. It is not like taking the marks of only X who has scored 90% and thereby concluding that all have scored 90%, all have scored 85%. No, so that should not happen. Okay, so whatever average central value you are getting, that should be based on all the observations, starting from roll number 1 to roll number 100. Just observe all the data, okay, all the marks, individual percentage, then you get the average, which will be called as good average. Okay, so ಬರೀ ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸಿದಷ್ಟೇ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು 90%, ಆ 90%ಅನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ವೇರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಫೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಗುಡ್ ಆ್ಯಾವ್ರೇಜ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟಿದ್ದು ರಿಸಲ್ಟನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟಿದ್ದು ರಿಸಲ್ಟನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಎವರೇಜನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗುಡ್ ಆ್ಯಾವ್ರೇಜ್. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ದೆನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 3 ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ವೆಲ್ ಡಿಫೈನ್ಡ್, should be well defined by a mathematical formula. So it should be well defined by a mathematical formula. Statistics is nothing but mathematical calculations only. Like maths, what we are doing calculations, same calculations we apply in the case of statistics. Of course, name of the tools are different, but under that tool whatever calculations we are doing, that is nothing but mathematical calculations only. Okay, for example, I take one small example so that you can easily understand. What is the average of the marks scored by these 5 students? Okay, Mr. A 50, Mr. B 60, Mr. C 70, Mr. D 80, Mr. E 90. Okay, or we take same marks 50, so we can easily understand 50. If I ask you a simple question, what is the average of marks of these 5 students, where they have given the marks of Mr. A 50, B 50, C 50, D 50, E 50. Okay, so how we calculate this average marks? So we take all the 5 marks, 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50. Okay, all the 5 marks divided by number of students. How many students are there? 5 students. Okay, just they are asking us what is the average value or average marks of these mass data. All these are called as mass data. 5 students results score, it is called as mass data. So they need the common factor, okay, so which they call it as average. What is the average of these marks? So average we take total marks divided by total number of students. So 50 plus 50, 100, 100 plus 50, 150, plus 50, 200, plus 50, 250. So 250 divided by 5. So we are getting 50. Average marks or average percentage, 50%. Okay, now it should be well defined by a mathematical formula. What we calculated? What we calculated? We calculated the value by applying the mathematical formula. The mathematical formula. So we added all these marks and we divided it by 5 and finally we got 50% or 50. Okay. So what is this addition? What is this division? We added all these marks. We applied the rule of addition. We divided it by 5. We applied the rule of division. Then we got the result. So that is nothing but mathematical formula. So that is one of the essentials of good average. It should be well defined by a mathematical formula. It should be well defined. Well defined. It should be correctly defined by a mathematical formula. Addition, division, subtraction, multiplication, any other mathematical formula. But it should be well defined. Well defined means clearly understandable. Clearly understandable. So, ಯಾವ mathematical formula ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay. So, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಬರೀ 50 comma if I write this is not called as well defined mathematical formula. This is something called as confusing mathematical formula. Confusing mathematical formula where I am not clearly expressing the mathematical formula. So what is the well defined mathematical formula? Well defined means apply the rule of mathematics. So everywhere I say statistics is nothing but mathematical calculations. Tool name is there. Any tool, later you will come to know what are all those different statistical tools. But in that tool, we apply mathematical formula so that we can get the result. So that is one of the essentials, should be well defined by a mathematical formula. Then we have some other essentials. We take how this average should be. Okay. So point number 4 we have should not be. It should not be affected. It should not be affected by abnormal, extreme values. So it should not be affected by abnormal, extreme values. As I said in the example, it should be based on all the observations. Okay, so that we call as one of the essentials of this good average, where I am focusing on all the students. I am taking individual result of the student and I am focusing, I am observing all the students' marks percentage. But here what they are saying, it should not be affected by abnormal, extreme values, where you cannot take the single student value who has scored more than 90 or 90%, and depending on that you cannot conclude the mass data. So that should not be affected. Your good average should not be affected by abnormal, extreme values. It should be based on all the observations. It should not be like partial in nature, where you are focusing on only one data or few data. Okay, so that is point number 4. And point number 5 we have, it should be capable of further algebraic treatment. So it should be capable of further algebraic treatment. So whatever result you are getting by taking into consideration the mass data, by observing all the data, so whatever result you are getting, that should be capable of further algebraic treatment. We can think of further decisions. So as I have taken the example of 5 students' marks, okay, where we are getting the central value, common factor, average of the marks, that is 50. Okay, so that can be used for further algebraic treatment. We can think of further decisions. Further decisions, I mean to say, all the students have scored 50 percentage, okay, and we got the average as 50 percentage. So when we are comparing that, all are deviating from the actual percentage, okay, because we expected something, they scored something, okay. From that we can take further decisions. We call it as, it should be capable of further algebraic treatment. So further necessary steps what we are taking depending upon that central value in that mass data, that is called as one of the essentials of good average. Then we have, it should possess sampling stability. So it should possess sampling stability. Stability means stable in nature. There should not be too much variation. So one of the essentials of a good average is it should possess sampling stability. So sampling, I tell you what is sampling. So whatever data we are collecting from the students, their marks, all these are the samples. So from that samples only we can think of giving the output, giving the conclusion. Okay. So whatever samples you are collecting of different students, that should be sampling stability. Stability means stable in nature, not dynamic in nature. Okay. So there should not be too much gap between the value what you are getting and the value what actually is. Okay. So if there is too gap between the value what you are getting, central value what you are getting, and the actual value, it is not called as sampling stability. So this is what required when we talk about good average. Then lastly we have should be easily calculated for an open end distributions. So it should be easily calculated for an open-end distribution. So we have two types of distributions, open-end and closed-end. Open-end and closed-end. So what is this open-end distribution? What is this closed-end distribution? Of course, by discussing again practical problems, definitely you will come to know what is open-end distributions and what is this closed-end distributions. For time being, just remember, should be easily calculated for an open-end distributions. So when we say that this particular tool, average, is applied, okay, so where there are open-end distribution, there also it can be easily applied, or we can easily think of calculating the values, central value for these open-end distributions. So while discussing these two distributions, closed-end and open-end, I tell you this point there only, so that you can easily understand when we have the practical problems. Okay, so just try to remember, in this particular lecture or in this particular class, we focus on the introduction of statistics in brief. Then in that fifth module, analysis of univariate data, where we focus on the terms analysis, univariate and data. Okay. Then everywhere we came to know that we apply the statistical tools to get the result, so that we can think of comparing the data. But what are the tools to be applied when we talk about univariate data? So univariate data, again we discussed the meaning. It is of single data, single samples. Okay, so for that they are giving different measures for frequency distributions, measures of central tendency, okay, measures of skewness, measures of kurtosis, okay. So different measures are there, but under all different measures we think of tools, different statistical tools, so that we can get the result. So under measures of central tendency, one thing we found about average, okay, and how to get this average. And when we talk about average, what are the essentials of a good average? ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ average ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೇನು ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಏನೇನು ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. So all those things we studied. I just read one by one. It should be easy to understand and simple to calculate. It should be based on all the observations. It should be well defined by a mathematical formula. It should not be affected by abnormal extreme values. Should be capable of further algebraic treatment. It should possess sampling stability. It should be easily calculated for an open-end distributions. So open-end distributions, definitely I will tell you while calculating the average for the practical data collected samples. Okay, so when we start the problems on this average, I take all these points again and I apply all these points there practically, so that you can easily understand the essentials of a good average. So with this I conclude today's class. Tomorrow or next classes we take different types of averages, how to get the central value under these averages, and there also we take the problems, practical problems, so that we can easily understand the concept of averages. Okay, so with this I conclude today's class. Thank you one and all.